So, welcome to another round of LGC Rising recap, where we will talk about the last week of the group stage, and this was the deciding group for both groups. Like, we know all three teams that are through, or all 6 teams that are through, and all the 2 teams that are eliminated. The last match is actually, it doesn't matter at all because everything is done through head-to-head and not through tiebreakers. So yeah, the last match really doesn't matter. So yeah, before we let's not talk much. What the hell? I'm just yapping. Yeah, let's just get into it. Now, wait, can we hide results? No, I can't hide results. Well, GG's. So first game was between Blue Otters and G2 Hill. And this was only a match for seeding mostly. Both teams were already through. Basically, I mean, G2 could have also lost to, if they lost to Blue Otters and lost to Galleons, they would have been eliminated. No, they wouldn't have been eliminated. Well, they wouldn't have been eliminated either way. So, yeah. Or how would? Anyways, then it would have been a 3-way tiebreaker, probably. I don't know how they would have solved that, but. Yeah, so this game started off just team comp wise. We have a very long range comp with the Kog'Maw and Hui, both poking, AP Kog'Maw as well, not the normal on-it Kog'Maw build. And G2 also very long range poke comp with an hyper carry and early game jungler. Both teams have an early game jungler, and this game started off with a gank onto Amarin that went well for G2, but after that Amarin also solo killed Zenith straight up later on, so it didn't really matter that much. Zenith actually was the biggest passenger princess I've seen in this game. She did not really do much for G2 winning. But yeah, I mean, G2 won the game and they took it very decisively. I think there's Amarin really fought for her life this game, but it was just not enough. I mean, G2 is just the better team, plays the team fights better, and is therefore winning the game. This is pretty uninteresting matchup, or uninteresting match. I think it's just G2 winning the team fights after Blue Otters went down a bit in gold. It's just better team fight execution, it's better macro, and that's just what G2 does. That's why they're gonna win the LGC, because they are just the best team in the female scene right now. So yeah, not that much to talk about here. I feel like, yeah, they just finished the game here with a 15k goal lead. What can you do? What can you do? All turrets taken, everything taken. Just a clean victory. The way more interesting match, though, was the one between Solary and Vitality. And as I said before, this was a very hyped up match due to the tweets that were sent out by Vitality before the game. And I like the banter, but just spreading misinformation is kind of weird. Just look, when you look at the records, it's an uphill battle for Vitality. They only lost against Solary this year, against this Solary team. So, what did I miss? I don't know what you missed. You missed basically nothing. You missed G2 winning against Blue Otters. So yeah. Now Vitality versus SK. Solary. So those are the drafts. Now, Thorn is on her Nafiri, good champ for her, good carry champ. Clef Aphelios Lulu, super strong. I don't like the Evaluna, I don't like the Bloomy Rel here. I think matching Enchantress support or going for a Blitzcrank are the only two options. But yeah, I think this is kind of the issue that Vitality's comp has. They're getting outranged. And Aphelios, Ziggs love it, and Lulu love it when the enemies fight into them. So why do you pick another component that fights into the enemies and not just try and get them to fight onto you, because they also don't have good tools to engage, right? So if you get in the situation where they need to get on top of you, you're chilling. But with that, you're just inviting a situation for them where they need to get on top of you and all that jazz. So yeah, don't really love the draft here from the side of Vitality. I don't know why they don't win this fight. Shah has Shockwave up. Like, you just need to engage them here. But they're just not on the same page. That's kind of my issue with Vitality over the whole year, that they're not on the same page. It just looks super disconnected and they don't know. It does not look like they know what they want to do as a team. And so they just lose the fights every time, almost every time. They are not on the same page. Like, okay, if you say we're cross-mapping bot tier 1 and a kill for mid tier 1 and maybe mid tier 2, that's fine, right? That's fine, but then you just can't engage here in mid lane. You're 4v2. Chromac has TP, yeah, but she's just not in range yet to do anything. Or she's not. She can't TP. She can TP now, but she doesn't TP. 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 And yeah, she doesn't ever TP. So kind of play. We already talked about the Lilith build. I don't need to reiterate on that. She thinks it's good. Then she thinks it's good. I'm not gonna sit here and complain about it. But yeah, I think very much overforced by Vitality here to try and do multiple plays at the same time. And then this Drake, it's all, again, the same issue I feel like that Vitality has so often is they are not on the same page. You can see just from posturing, right? That's the thing. I don't have the comps, right? I don't have the comps. And I don't know what they're talking, but I can see that they are probably not talking. Because I see Nenris basing Yoshia going for the Grump, okay? This means we're not contesting this Drake, right? This means we're not contesting this Drake. Right? We're not contesting this Drake, right? Right? We're not contesting this... Oh, wait, there's a TP. Oh, wait. Huh. I mean, it works out, because Solari just engage onto the Poppy instead of trying to... Like, if Pivotless just TP's bot... wait, where? It's blue side. If Pivotless just TP's somewhere deeper... I can't really see wards right now. But if Pivotless TP's somewhere deeper, they could just turn onto Nenris and... yeah, they fight a 4v5 basically. But instead they go into Chromac, like, okay, sure. They lose to Drake, they get the kill to Chromac. Like, alright. But it's... I don't know, it's just Vitality are not on the same page. It's what I feel like. Okay, the Atakan fight. Yeah. I don't know. It's just... I think Pivotless is maneuvering this fight not that well. She should just zone. There's no reason for her to DPS. She should just zone here together with Thorn. Instead, she's looking for a flank or something. I don't know what she's looking for. And then Bloom finds a good engage. And yeah, Vitality get it for free. I mean, Bloom is gonna die. And I think Yoshia is gonna live. So overall, good play for Vitality. If Solari played this fight better, I think they could have gotten more of it. Like, that also here, same thing as with Vitality. I think they don't know. I don't know if they... It looks like they know how to play Atakan. But I don't think they have decided yet how they want to play it in this situation. Because right now they're posturing... The posturing of those is to play for... like, when you're having it on... What you want to do with Atakan is you want to have it like 5k, 6k HP, then have the enemy team run to the Atakan, you lose your debuff, they get debuff, and then you fight them, right? But what Solari do instead is they just keep hitting it. Pivotless moving out, Lilith also wasting her bombs here instead of using them somewhere to zone, somewhere to space. So yeah, it's just kind of a free angle here for Vitality to take the Atakan. Also just not being aware of the Poppy factor. And then Solary also just troll and overstaying. Next Drake spawns, we get a fight. Right. I mean, here once again, I don't know on what page Vitality are on, but they are not on the same page. Our AD carry is hitting midwave under tier 3 turret. Our top laner is in God knows where. And we're trying to contest vision for some reason. That won't work well. And it doesn't work well. So yeah, Solary get... I mean, here, what... I think Vitality can still play this, by the way. I think Vitality can still play this, and... Like, they get good poke here. And how Vitality can play this is they have bush control here, right? They have the bush control. If they just pull out the Drake and let Poppy swing her hammer down here in the bush and ult someone away, they can just re-engage and kill someone. Like here, this is good, alright. Now they need to re-engage. They have ults up, they have Zeri ult, they have Bloom's ult. If they just re-engage here, I think they can win the fight. But yeah, they don't do it, so they're just gonna lose the Drake and lose the... I mean, Clef is dying, so they don't lose the fight, but they're gonna lose the Drake. So that's everything that matters, really. Oh my god. Was this the Aoshi fucking Lulu flash forwards? Probably. I mean, nice catch from Vitality. And now... I mean... I think... Chromac should also be... Like... I don't know. Once again, it looks like... They don't really know if they want to play for the finish or play for the re-engage. Because they're not posturing the same for whatever play they want to do. And now the phenomenal flash E forwards from Aoshi. Very, very dangerous. And now sorry, you guys get to Drake for free. Baron for free. Because Nandros dies. GG's. But yeah, it's just very messy, very chaotic game, and Solary just maneuver it better. They have the better team comp, and therefore they get away with murder here and eliminate Solary from the LGC Rising, which is crazy to think about. That Vitality is out after getting 3rd place in EEC, getting eliminated in groups. Kinda sucks, not gonna lie. Now, next match day. SK Rosa versus Eterna and Galleon's Pearl versus Saren. So, now that Vitality lost, the stakes for the Eterna versus SK game are a little bit lower. But, it's basically just a seeding match. So, if SK win, they are first in the group, I think. Are they? I don't even know how this would work, actually. Because 3 teams would be 2-2-1, they would have beaten each other. I don't know how they would have resolved that, because they were vehemently against tiebreakers. Like, even if Galleons win against G2, they don't get a tiebreaker match against Sarens, which is stupid as fuck, but, I mean, sure. Eterna just, yeah, shows that they are better. I don't know, oh my god, the fucking CC layering is crazy here, by the way. What? Wait, why did this happen, actually? Drake is spawning in 20. Kiana and Tress group up. Miela stays for another bot wave. That's really greedy to do that. Like, why is Miela sitting here? What's the... Okay, so... What are the comps here of the side of SK? Because SK has tempo right now. I don't know why Miela is not moving with the rest of the team. Does she want to catch the next bot wave? Probably that's her thought process. But then you can't face check there. And you know that the Eterna is moving up. They saw them move up the river. Like, this is illegal. You can't do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just super disconnected on the side of SK, honestly. I don't know, Eternals look so much more on the same page and so much more controlled than what SK do. Are we not trusting our support to block the Maokai ult? I guess we don't. But yeah, I think you got the point by now. SK is just super discombobulated. And Eterna just play better. Like, what can I say? Eterna just plays the better macro, plays the better league, and therefore win the game. Like, it's not that deep. It's actually not that deep. No, SK die. Oh yeah, they die for the fucking tier 2 bot lane, no? For the tier 3? What do they die for again? Do they fight over water? Why is Apollonia QEing the second time here? She can just QW or QQ. I mean, yeah, we're literally dying over nothing. Starry is just a fucking raid boss on this Cassandra, I feel like. Holy. Yeah, that's game 1 of the day, which had next to no stakes, except ego. But the next one, hulolo, Sarans versus Galleons. Okay, winner of this goes through playoffs, and loser of this goes out. You know what side you're gonna play? You know the champs the enemies play. Sarans has a lot of scouting on them because they played the open qualifiers. So all 5 champs could have been predicted by Galleons. They drafted the Kai'Sa, which I guess Kai'Sa is fine here, but not if you play it like Cosmic. I think Cosmic played a really bad Kai'Sa game here, and that's kind of the issue when you're the only real damage dealer. Like, Gwen also deals damage, sure, but Gwen is way more inconsistent with the damage than a AD carry, right? And Jinx was open. I don't know why we didn't pick Jinx. Enemy has like next to no, like, obviously Ambessa has backline access, but it's not that insane. Jinx is open, Ashe is open. There's so many options to go for, but instead they decide to go for the Kai'Sa, and yeah, it didn't look like the best Cosmic champion, to be honest. The rest of the draft is kind of fine, I guess. I think just picking, I don't know, why don't you just pick Jinx Lulu here? Would be my question, to be honest. And also, yeah, like, you know everything that goes on in this draft here, right? You know that they ban Camille Renekton because they want to pick Ambessa. So is this Gwen really the game-winning pick here? I don't think so. Is Kai'Sa the game-winning pick here because it's your only damage dealer? I don't think so. Meanwhile, Sarans just picked like fucking Smolder, chill scaling, Syndra, strong early laning, gives you prio, Udyr into like what they showed. They showed Galio Zinzao, which is fucking dream for Udyr, and they picked Nautilus into it as well. I had 4 melee champions, Kai'Sa was super low range to Udyr. This is wet dream for Udyr, and Ambessa as well, and Syndra and Smolder. So yeah, kind of a oopsie draft, especially if you know what happened with the G2 series, G2 Galleon series. Then I don't know, if you're drafting like that, then just send it. Don't come on. But yeah, I mean, this game is just gonna be the Lily show, actually. I think Lily had a great Udyr game, and she showed why she's good on the champion, and why you should always have it on your mind when you're playing against her. Like, here, how is going for a gank? Like, okay, they get Vicky and Issei flash, but the problem is Vicky has TP, so she's gonna TP back, which delays Cosmic a lot. And Lily just full clears her bot side and goes invading in top side, and there's no support here to help her. So she does just get cooked. just gets cooked here. And meanwhile, bot lane is chilling and can't be cross-mapped. And this is kind of the beginning of the end for Galleons. And Galleons get some good leads here, right, in early game. They get the first 2 Drakes, they get the grubs, or they get 2 grubs at least. Like, this looks all fine. What you have to consider is that Udyr is scaling into Oblivion right now, and Smolder is free farming. Smolder is free stacking. Is it really that great for you? I would argue not. And yeah, I mean, here, this is just kind of... I don't know what the fuck you say, and this fight is so random. I get it, yeah, oh my god, we see enemy support trolling, but then they have Galio ult, that's not a troll. You know that, you see Cosmic, you see how, like, or you should know that how is there. But then Galleons do the counter troll, so it's all good. Every good throw needs a counter throw, am I right? And then yeah, here they just completely funnel into Lily, right? So yeah, I think this was also a fight that... Was this the fight? Yeah, I think that fight could have been played better by Cosmic and she could have won me 9 here, but she didn't, so... Literally 90% of the time is Lily running at them and Galleons fearing for their lives. Because they don't know what to do about this Udyr running at them. Lily's just running. And they're like, oh my god, no, it's an Udyr, no, what can we do, Oh, let's run into it, let's run back, okay. Wait, I can't hit. Okay, lock it, okay. Lumi is almost dead. Wait, we didn't deal a single piece of damage to this Udyr that's just running at us, right? Lily's just running. So yeah, I don't know, they did not know what Udyr does, so... They just lost the game. Also, Malo's ults this game were funny as fuck. Just flash ulting on top of a Galio. Like, this Galio is never dead here. Like, even if she doesn't use W, this Galio isn't dead. So yeah, kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, even here, look, they get a catch onto Issei. Nice, good, we get a catch. And then, what does it give us? Nothing, because Udyr is just broken into Galleon's comp. GG's. I think this is the finishing angle, right? Yeah. They just get Baron and do what they can do best and just run at them. Smolder has the stacks, Smolder has RFC, I think. Yeah, looks like she has RFC. And they just run, and it works. Because Galleons have no way of dealing with it. Yeah, so what I wrote there, Galleons just need to win versus G2 now, is actually factually wrong. Because they had the tiebreaker rule, or yeah, the tiebreaker rule is not through a decider game, but through head-to-head, which is super stupid, by the way. Like, if Galleons win against G2 Hale, who's the best team in the group right now, they don't get rewarded for it. But because they lost against Serens, it's so stupid. I just do fucking tiebreaker on the day after. It's not that deep. But yeah, so Galleons is out of the tournament. Vitality is out of the tournament. And something very funny, funny statistic, the both French teams that are the least paid are the both teams that went through the group stage. And the 2 French teams that are supposedly the highest paid are out of the tournament. That's great. We will see the last game here on 4th of October, which is in 4 days, I think. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck time is anymore. But yeah, on Saturday. And it's gonna mean nothing. If G2 Hill loses, it doesn't change anything because the head-to-head against Blue Otters is winning, so it doesn't really matter. And when we're on the topic of Galleon's Pearl, why don't we just take a look at our favorite platform? That's called Twitter. Alright. And go to the Galleons account. Because there was something quite interesting. Oh. I don't speak French. I don't care about French. I do care about French. But basically what's stated here is that Wiosna is released from the team. She's got fired. Why? You might ask. Well, that's easy. during the solo queue challenge, she said something that's not really, you know, you shouldn't say those words. She basically compared her solo queue teammates to, and I quote, okay, it's also in French, so I don't know. That's just the translation I got. I can't tell you the fucking French wording or whatever, but she basically said something against something anti-Semitic. I don't even say this word. Something against Jews, basically. And when she got called out for that in chat, she even doubled down. And I'm just gonna say it here. I don't care about the context. I don't care if she has a Jewish family or not. Like, this does not mean that you can just insult people or compare people with Jews that are dying in Auschwitz, because this is disgusting. There's no pass for making comparison with the Holocaust. IMO, right? You can say, yeah, I have the N-word pass or whatever, but like you can't fucking say, oh yeah, I'm a Jew, so I can make funny jokes to my enemies, by the way, that they are comparing them to Jews in Auschwitz. Like, that's not how it works. Obviously, she tried to defend it with saying that was humor. But what you need to remember about humor is humor should always have a... Take off this fucking headset because it's annoying me and I don't need it anyway. Punchline. Thank you. Punchline. So yeah, a joke should have a punchline, right? And this joke did not have a punchline. Okay? You're not a comedian that's writing a comedy program. You're a streamer that's streaming on Twitch. And this was not a joke. We can talk, like, you can argue about comedy and how far can humor go, right? I'm not opposed to that. I'm also I'm a big fan of sarcasm, and I also use black humor or dark humor, whatever. But that doesn't mean that you should, you know, there's lines that you should not cross, and that's one of them. But I don't think that Wiosna, like, Unkraut actually made a good point to that, so shout out to Unkraut, the GOAT. Is she stupid? Yes. Was the statement completely shit? Yes. Is she racist? No. Is she being edgy funny? Is being edgy funny? No. Was it okay for Galleons to kick her for heavy brand damage? Yes. Should she be cancelled? No. Does she deserve trial next year? Yes. So yeah, I think that's completely true, and that's... Wait, I didn't. I think that's factually completely true, and I think that is a very good point from Unkraut here. And well, let's just look at Wiosna's statement. And I think the most... Wait, okay. Hello, I just wanted to clarify a few things about myself. I'm not anti-Semitic and I have nothing against Jewish people. I am firmly opposed to all forms of discrimination, whether they are related to religion, gender, sexual orientation, skin color, disability, etc. I sincerely believe that humor, even dark humor, can and should be used to fight against these forms of discrimination, and that it's a very effective weapon. So, to this part. Wait, Mia, I mean, we don't actually know if she's racist or not, but it doesn't matter for this scenario anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter if she's racist or not. I don't think she's racist, right? I don't think she's racist. Just to clarify that. But normalizing those types of jokes is not the right way to do it. And humor, even dark humor, can and should be used to fight against these forms of discrimination. Yes, okay, so to that. Dark humor is a type of coping, right? It's used to cope, and this is kind of the whole problem that we are here at. You use dark humor for coping and to use it against discrimination. This is right, but also wrong. So, what does this mean? There are some words in the history of our world that have been used as slurs and then been coined the other way around by those people that this word was used for in a negative way. One of the most prominent case was a word used against LGBTQ minorities. I'm not sure anymore which one it was. I think it was it queer actually? I'm not sure. But this happens and this can happen. But I think this is a very specific case where this doesn't happen. And you're not using a single word that you like utilize for that purpose. So it's a completely different case here. And I'm not 100% sold on that one. Nevertheless, I apologize to anyone who may have been hurt. That really wasn't my intention. The most basic non-apology ever. Saying I apologize to anyone who may have been hurt is just you saying, yeah, I got told I should apologize, so I apologize to that I may have hurt. Like, come on. Just say I apologize for saying shit. Alright? You don't have to mean it. But, I mean, you should mean it. But intention or not, it doesn't change anything. If you, oh yeah, I know it's ChatGPT. It's ChatGPT, like the translation. I don't think that this is ChatGPT. I don't know. I also use that one. I also use the dash. I'm not gonna say, oh, she used the dash, so I use the dash as well. Maybe it is ChatGPT. I don't know. Also, she didn't use the dash for her own part, right? She didn't use the dash for her French part, and she just translated it with ChatGPT. I asked the ChatGPT for the translation, but the original is 100% me. So yeah, it is ChatGPT, but only the translation. So maybe something gets lost in translation or something, but it is her saying that. So this is the biggest non-apology ever. I don't buy it. No one buys it. And if you want to actually apologize, you should never apologize like that. This just screams, I don't mean it. I just want to get out of this fucking situation right now because I don't want to be in that anymore. And knowing what she did, what she said, how she doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down afterwards in fucking Discord messages and in Twitch chat and whatever, you know that she doesn't mean it. All right. And that's, she doesn't mean it. I still don't think she's racist, but she still thinks that this kind of humor is normal or not hurting someone, which it crosses lines. All right. And those lines should not be crossed. All right. Lastly, please, whether it's to criticize me or to discuss among yourself, there's no need for insults. It doesn't have anything. Yes, 100%. Don't insult her, all right? She's still only a human. She makes mistakes. And I want to now go a little bit into depth why I think this happens. What I think needs to change for this to not happen anymore. And yeah, so basically, you have Wiosna, right? Who's 24-year-old right now, I think. She's the same age as me. I also got cancelled recently. Right? I also got cancelled recently. Happens. I didn't insult any minorities or something. It was a different case for me, but, I got cancelled. It happens, benefit of the doubt. Right? And I think for Wiosna, she is in a super tough situation right now. After they dropped out in EEC, she got super mad, and was it leaked? I definitely saw it. I definitely saw what she posted there. It's not that bad, but still, she vented out, and that happens, And And there was a lot of emotion that was kept up inside her. Also, she never got PR training probably, right? And if you look at traditional sports like football, like tennis or whatever, those players get raised by a young age. They get scouted, they get raised, they get PR trained, they get hours and hours and hours of PR training. So this doesn't happen. And if it happens, they get fucking cancelled into oblivion and are not seen on Earth anymore. Alright? That's what happens with those type of players. For femcene, there is no PR training. Alright? And now league or soccer players, they get brought up in a good environment where they get all the good things, all the positivity. In league, you grow up with disgusting, like, you're spending 8 hours a day in solo queue with the most vile, disgusting human beings on Earth that insult everything and everyone. Especially as a woman, you are prone to there's so much hate you have to face. There is a phenomenon that you internalize this, right? I mean, I don't know why I said this before. That's kind of nonsensical. Whatever. But you internalize this, right? You internalize this and you think that's normal. And then you start using this as a weapon against others. I think that's a big problem that femcene overall has, that the women just start hating other women because women are bad, because you just internalize your hatred. Through the time you spend in league, on the internet, where hate is the most normal thing in the world, and then when you go outside, there's not as much hate, but if you go in the fucking internet all day, then you're only hate, right? And yeah, so that's all she ever knew. She only ever knew hate, and she only ever knew edgy, dark humor, where everything goes, which is not how the real world works. If you go outside, there isn't someone screaming funny Hitler jokes every corner, but on the internet there is. If you go outside, there aren't people throwing the N-word left and right. On the internet, there is, alright? This is not the real world, but you start thinking that's the real world, and that's the problem. And then you have the WNB scene, right? The female scene, that says to those players, hey, we want you to play for our team. We want you to stream for us. We want you to make content for us, to be our brand, right? Wiosna was a brand player for Galleons, okay? She was the person with the biggest streaming reach. She was the person with the highest expectations. So she's a brand player. And so instead of saying, yeah, let's invest money into PR training for our brand player, they did nothing, all right? Probably. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. But I don't expect it. Same goes for EEC. They say, hey, for everything in the female community. I think some teams might do PR training, I don't know, but most of them probably don't. And they still expect you to stream, and they still expect you to make content. And if you're not PR trained and you're grown up in this environment where hatred is normalized and where everything goes, then it's bound to happen that something blows up in your face. And so then you have fucking EEC paying 20k, allegedly, to Norway for you to stream one game instead of saying, hey, we have this money, let's just use it to make our players content creators and influencers, to build a fan base, a natural fan base that grows naturally, that actually watches the games, is actually interested in what's going on, interested in the players. No, we use the money to pay an influencer, so we get a spike in viewership. Oh, nice, we have 10k viewers. That means we have a great product. We're not catering to the players, we're not catering to the audience, we're only catering to our sponsors. And I hate this. I hate this. This is the biggest problem. Obviously, Wiosna fucked up, okay? Happens. But why did she fuck up? Because the system that's in place is fucked up, okay? The system that's in place is not inclusive, it's not, they do like they're inclusive, it's not, they're not supporting the players. All they think about is how can they get the best brand deal. And the best brand deal is if you get Norway on the stream, and not if you make Wiosna a good fucking PR person. Not if you make Wiosna a content creator, right? Short term. Long term it is, but short term it isn't. And short term, it only counts, number go up, more money. Alright? So I don't think, obviously Wiosna is at fault here. Obviously Wiosna needs to reflect on this. Obviously, right? But you should not forget that the system that she's in allowed this to happen, which should have never happened in the first place. And we are lucky that this, like, it happened multiple times actually, right? We had multiple occasions where players had racism scandals. We had Evaluna or Bloom that had a big scandal with racism. We had Koyaska, right? And I don't think they are bad people. I don't think they are racists, but they say those things because it's normalized. Because it's normalized, and because no one tells them that it's not. So they just get cooked, they just get fried. Someone realizes, oh wait, they said this, but it's not okay. Someone from the outside. If you're not in this world, then yeah, you're fucked. So yeah, I don't know. It's very sad to see that, and I really want this to change. That's my goal for the next year, to change the system, because it's fucked up, it's flawed as shit, and it just throws the players under the bus. It says equal esports, it says we want to make the girls shine, but this does not happen, and it's super sad to see. And now they have to suffer the consequences for the failure of those who seek out to protect them. You can't give someone that did never have any PR training, that did not, like, Wiosna didn't naturally grow the audience. Wiosna didn't have, or maybe she had, but she didn't stream regularly. Then she gets the invite to the streamer challenge, right? Which is cool. Obviously you take the opportunity, but she's not used to that. And then you just slip. You just slip, especially in the situation that Wiosna's in. Like, she's completely pissed, right? They just dropped out of LGC without winning a single game. EEC was horrible. I don't know how the team mood is. I don't know, maybe it's really bad. She vented about Vacant V2 Discord before that her team came, like, everyone is dog shit, but, like, you know. So she's pissed off, and then she goes onto stream and says stupid words. That happens. But it shouldn't. You should have the ability to reflect, should I go on stream right now? And am I in a good mental state to go on stream right now? And this does not get taught to you by the people that should teach it to you. Rather than having no way do a 1 day fucking content day, or stream the broadcast once, pay no way to give your players PR training. Why don't we do that? No, we need no way for the PR for the viewers. It's just so sad, really. It's so sad. All right, where are we left? Yeah, I think I said everything I want to say to the Wiosna case. There's a lot more that's going on underneath. I don't want to dig anything up right now, or in general, I don't think it matters. Obviously, I've seen some things that happen on the Vega V2 Discord as well, and it's just a toxic environment, and she's in it, so she's obviously getting molded by it. They are all affirming each other, and it's just a bubble, and bubbles are almost never good for you. If you're in the same bubble, you just start having extreme opinions, and I'm very opposed to extreme opinions. I think it's very short-sighted. So, yeah. That's to that. Now, the second thing that's really sad, actually, that's also sad, but is even more sad, I think, is the Apples thing that recently got out. So, yeah. Basically, Apples, who worked at KC as, I think it was manager, I'm not 100% sure, got exposed as a as a, how do you, like, kind of girl chaser, as a chaser, assistant coach. Oh, yeah, assistant coach, even worse. Apples, who was assistant coach for KC, got called out as a chaser who sexually harassed women in the female scene, or just in general in the league scene. He used his position of power at KC and at other orgs to go after women at after parties and shit, like here. If I can be honest, I think you flirted with me, but I don't give a fuck. However, let me tell you, many people say things about you, such as he's a playboy, where they get drunk and yeah, they are fine with it because they're drunk, but they're actually not fine with it. Like, that's how it works, right? You're drunk and then your consciousness is not as prone to, you know, some of the things that get thrown at you. So this guy has not only has done it over multiple years now, and it has been known for multiple years now, and no one gave a fuck. Body count of 0.5? What? Where did you see that? Wait, now I'm curious. How can one have an earlier reply? Well, I don't know. One of the Discord ones. Yeah, my body count was 0.5, and to the last two girls I talked to, I said no. What do you mean 1.5 E-sex doesn't count? What the fuck? Okay, sure. But yeah, this is really disgusting. People knew it, that he was doing that, and they just still let it slide. I don't know if I find it on the fly. I'm not gonna find anything about this. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna find anything. Everyone, yeah. Here is a disgrace, trying to weasel apples into, told him to steer well clear, and he's like, but it's any of this stuff actually 100% proven. But why does he want apples? Cause he lazy fuck, Hey, is Apples the head coach for your team? The reason why I asked, this is 2021, right? This is 4 years ago. Why I ask is because of the whole offseason he has been directly involved in organizing scrims and tryouts for multiple teams, and even now that he has presumably signed with you guys, he's still running scrims for other rosters, which is a ridiculous conflict of interest. Want to give you a heads up. Like, this was known that he's just kind of fucking over teams, and it was also known, like, him leaking scrims, him being sexually harassing and manipulating women was known, and he was still let in the scene and let in a position of power at KC. And I can tell you that there are probably, or I know that there are a lot of people in the scene that are doing that, that have done that, that are still in the scene, and that did not get exposed. And there's a lot of shit going on, especially with women, men using their position of power to get some kind of sexual advantage out of the women. Sadly, it's normal. Sadly. And yeah, you can't just... I understand that women hate men. I can understand it 100%. Because that's how it goes. Like, and I know that a friend of mine who was also coaching in a female team got also accused of. It was publicized or whatever, but there were some rumors of him sexually harassing his players. I know both sides of the story, and men also just oftentimes don't realize it. They don't know that what they're doing is wrong, and what they're doing is harassing the person on the other side. And I think personally, what you should have in place for all female teams, or for most of, actually for all female teams, but for some it works better, for some it doesn't work. I think for me, for example, for Aquila Rose, it worked really well without any middle person, more so to speak. But I think you should always have a female person in the staff that is at least on the same level of the coach that you can talk to with your problems. I'm having it right now in Ace Queens, and it's great. So you can connect better to your players, or that they can connect better to the players. And it's also good for the women in your team, so they feel safer, so they feel like they have a place to go to if something like that happens. Because you don't want to go to your male manager, right? Or to your male assistant coach most of the time when you're getting sexually harassed by another man. That's kind of the thing, right? You'd much rather go to a woman, and that's why having a female staff member IMO is kind of required if you want to run a female project. Just having a person for your girls or for your women to go to if shit goes down, because it's not always that easy to talk up, to speak up, especially when the other person is in a position of power, right? So yeah, it's super sad that this happens. It's super sad that after all this time we've spent trying to build up equality and reduce sexism and all that, it's still running through the League of Legends scene and still embedded in our veins, and that this is holding female esports back this much. I will probably go in depth more in another video about that shit, but female esports or female gamers aren't worse at video games because they have a genetic disadvantage or a biological disadvantage. It's because they are raised differently and they face so much more issues than any man does going into the scene. And this just makes it so much more difficult for them to get onto a high level, get onto a team. You're just fucked, right? And yeah, it's sad, but it's sadly the reality we live in. And I hope that we can all change that. It's on us to change it. It's on us to make the system better and to be better humans. So I hope we can all do that and we can all agree on that. And yeah, I think that's it from me. So I'm now gonna end the video. Yeah. See you. I don't know when actually, because I don't know when I'm gonna do the next video for the channel. So yeah, bye bye.